Hey YouTube, it's Dimitri, and today I'm going to answer the most common question I get, which is, why do I make these videos? So I've actually shot this video 3 times in the last 6 months. This is probably the fourth time. I get this question quite a bit through email as well as in person. I'll be sitting there chatting with somebody, helping them write a resume or just shooting the breeze, and they'll ask me, hey Dimitri, I've always been wondering, why are you making these videos? Like, what are you getting out of it? I've actually had rude comments as well as people claiming I'm making all this money and somehow I'm taking advantage of students. But let me just run through why I make these videos. It's a little more complex of just like, I do it because like X. There's not like a reason. So let me just start off with the reason I started making these videos. I went to a good graduate program. I went to a good undergraduate program. Went to a great high school. But in general, what I've wanted to do in life is quantitative finance. I've kind of like meandered my way to it. But the thing is there's not many resources available. It's really hard to find someone who actually works in quantitative finance and is actually a quant. I don't mean a person with an MBA. I don't mean a generic person that does a few stats, equations, or econometrics. That's not a quant. I'll throw a little link up or something in the video here on my most popular video, which is why you're not a quant. But in general, there's no resources available. Like if you're a student and you go out there and you're like, hey, I'm a computer science major, I'm a math major, I'm a finance major, I don't know, you have an engineering background and you want to go be a quant and you've researched it and you've watched videos and you really understand what it is to be a quant, where do you go to get those resources? There's not a lot out there. You can't just run out and say, hey, I'm going to, YouTube, I'm going to find all these great videos on what classes I should take, what I need to be a quant. And the issue too is that a quant is so undefined that it's hard to make a definition and to know exactly what you're shooting for. But at the same time, those that really want to be quants understand being a quant is maximizing the quantness, like the amount of skills that you want to do. Very, very high-end skills, not like, oh, I want to build a model. That's too simple. We want to optimize, we want to use technology. So anyways, so I didn't have these resources in school, and I look around even today and other students don't have these resources. So I started making a how to get a job video series, which again, I'll throw a link up here on how to do this on my kind of video series. But I wanted to make videos just to help people. And then as I got going, I started realizing I had all these ideas. Like instead of just how to get a job, which is somewhat of a generic topic, somewhat specialized to quantitative finance, I wanted to answer the question of, what is a quant? Like, why am I tired of people claiming they're quants? Or like, how do you talk to someone in an interview? Or how do you network, right? Because the problem is when I started out with how to get a job, all these other topics start tying in. Like, it's great to apply and how to write a resume, but really to apply for that job, you need a network. So how do you network? So then you start going through, well, how do you build a network? And then it's like, well, to really network, you need a LinkedIn account as well. So how do you use LinkedIn? And so this kind of started expanding, and I'm a huge YouTube fan. I watch tons of videos. I subscribe to a lot. I use it for literally everything from home repairs, auto repairs, finance, stats. I use it for a lot of things. But the thing is, I thought, well, maybe this would be kind of a fun venture. I'll make some videos. I love doing technology. I love YouTube. Let's make some videos. So I really started, making videos. I liked it. I'm helping students. It also is building my network. So I'm doing this because it builds my network because I am selfish. But at the same time, as my network grows and I help students get ahead, it's helping them out. And it's building their networks, which then in turn builds my network. So I'm doing it because I never had this help and I want to provide this to students. B, I want to grow my network and work with only like the best and the brightest people in the industry and in the world in general. And the only way to do that is for me to go out and help other people get ahead, which makes them better, which makes my network better, which helps me out, which helps them out. It's a win-win for everybody. So it's somewhat selfish because I'm an economist and I believe people, do things based on some benefit to them. People don't just randomly go out of their way and make videos or do a good act just for the sake of doing a good act. The other thing is, yes, I do get paid on YouTube. Like I said, I've been accused of making all this money off students and I'm not helping them. So first off, that's not true. I've helped a lot of students. I've had students come back to me and thank me for, helping them with getting a resume written. They got a job offer. Again, I'm not doing the work for them. I'm just giving them the tools they need to get ahead. And it seems like a lot of students that have actually taken the advice and really worked hard have gotten ahead. I've also had a lot of students contact me once or twice, not taking my advice, been super lazy, and they didn't get anywhere. So again, I don't really care about those students. That's not my issue. It's really up to you to use the tools I give you. So yes, I do make money on YouTube, but just to give you a perspective, I made like 26 videos. I made one every other week in the year of like 2015, 2016, my first year really doing this. And I think I made like $5. So let me just ask you this. So say a video is 3 minutes long, you make 26 videos. I mean, this is terrible pay. I make a lot better money in finance. So I'm really not doing this for the money. I'm not making a lot of money doing this. It's possible it could venture into something big and I could make, I don't know, a decent amount of money. But I don't think it'll ever compete with my full-time job, which is quantitative finance and risk management. So I'm not really doing it for the money, though it is kind of a perk. And the last kind of main issue of why I make these videos is what I kind of covered before, which is quants are typically introverted people, though you can have extroverted people. But typically our community is very small. Like there's not a lot of us. And we're out there wanting to learn a lot. Real quants aren't people that just like run out, learn 10 skills, get a degree, and go get a job. Real quants are those that like go out there and they learn something and they get the degree and they graduate and then they're on the job and they're like, wow, I know nothing. I want to know like all this other stuff. I want to be able to do like deep learning and algorithmic trading and, I want to automate all these systems. I want to do all this computer science on top of the mathematics. And, there's a new theory that's being tested, or there's a new type of mathematics that we could use for more artificial intelligence, right? We're the people that are out there driving the finance industry right now. We're driving technology. We're driving everything because we're so excited to learn new things and develop new theories that we're out there and we keep going. The issue is, though, is there's not very many of us. And so the community's small to start with. Like I mentioned, we're somewhat of introverts. Again, there are extroverts. But a lot of us aren't out there like networking and social media. We're not talking to each other. And so a lot of problems come up or roadblocks come up in a career or career development. For example, management issues. But we're not talking to each other to figure out like, hey, this is a better company you could work for. Or, hey, I worked with this manager and he was just like yours, really stuck, couldn't understand anything, which was fine. But then I explained it this way. We came up with some solution. We're all happy. The company's making money. I'm satisfied. They're satisfied. It's a win-win, right? But the thing is I'm making these videos because there's no community really out there. There are a few websites like QuantNet, which I actually really like. I give them a thumbs up. I use their material once in a while. There are a lot of other websites that are like finance websites or Wall Street websites. They're not quants. They don't understand what a quant is. They're not really out there doing quant work. And so I make these videos because I want to provide that community. I want to talk about issues that are going on that no one else is going to talk about because nobody else understands them because they're not quants. And if you watch my other video, like I mentioned on why you're not a quant, it kind of hits on the issue of, one of the key issues quants run into is it's very frustrating. It's like this internal anger of people that start claiming they're quants. And I think it comes from the fact of a lot of us have spent a ton of time, a ton of money getting an education, and even beyond education, we spend hundreds of hours training and trying to better ourselves every day. And so when somebody just waltzes in and has like this very generic degree and has done basically jack with their life, and they're just sitting there saying, oh, I'm a quant. I've done a stats model before, right? It's very angering. And so I don't want to get onto that video. You can watch the video. I'll throw a link up here again. But those are some type of topics that I would like to talk about. I want to kind of connect with my community. And again, people keep commenting on my videos, hey, Dimitri, this video doesn't apply or I disagree, which is completely fine. I mean, you're more than welcome to have an opinion and disagree with me. But I want to hit home really why I make these videos and who these are targeted for. So I provide these to help people because I didn't have help growing up. I provide these to build my network and to help you build your network. I make a small amount on YouTube, and I want to create a quant network where we can talk about key issues. But these are targeted to quants. A lot of my my process or kind of like ideas and thoughts and videos are going to apply to all kinds of industries. But it really applies to those with a quant mindset. You have to be driven. You want to make a lot of money. You want to be very successful. You want to be satisfied and happy in your career. You're not the guy that waltzes out there, gets a generic degree, gets a job, stays at a company 20 years, does another job for another 20 years or something, and then retires. These videos aren't for you. Like, I made a video on how you should specialize your skills and you should really take what you want to do and drive deep. And people got mad and said, like, oh, you should diversify. Diversifying skills is great. And that might be true if you want to be like a generic business person, but you don't have the quant mindset. You're not driven. You don't want to make, 6-7 figures. You're looking just to like peruse your way through life and eventually maybe hit 6 figures, but you're not really a quant. You're not satisfied doing that. You're just churning out basic data in an Excel sheet. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy my video. I hope it's a little more clear why I make these. It's really to help you and to help me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not out there like pretending to be like this great person and trying to like come off as like I'm helping all of you and I'm taking some great sacrifice and like being a good Samaritan here. I'm not. I'm doing it for me and you. It benefits both of us. Just like networking, it's a two-way street and it benefits everyone. So that's why I make the videos. If you guys like this video, give me a like below. If you like this video or you like any of the other videos I've done, don't forget to subscribe below as well. I think I'm at like 50 subscribers. It goes up and down. People subscribe and unsubscribe. But I'm really trying to hit 100 for the year. So, I mean, we're like in October here, end of October. Depending when I publish, this might be November. But yeah, so if you guys can subscribe, help me out, like my channel. And again, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my video. If you find it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe.